Dave Palumbo with an RXMuscle news update. I have here with me today my good friend Louis Uridel, the owner of Metroflex Gym in Oceanside, California. Louis spent some time in jail the other day, and we're going to find out why. First of all, Louis, congratulations on opening your gym against medical advice. And I think more business owners should stand up for their right to run their businesses and not go bankrupt. And I think that was a very bold stand you took.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of businesses there in Oceanside. They're banding together. We're going to have about 170 businesses, and we're all going to open up, and let's see if they're going to haul us all off to jail, you know?
Well, you already got hauled off to jail. How'd that happen? How'd that go down? You were on the news and everything about that.
Yeah, so I spent about a week from about May 1st through May 8th when I opened, setting my gym up so it'd be the same compliance as an essential business,
right,
and probably a lot more compliant because we're actually limiting a number of people in the gym, whereas like going to Walmart or a hardware store, it's jam-packed with people.
Yeah.
So we were actually a lot more compliant. We have rules like no spotting, stuff like that, just to help things out.
Right.
And we were open on Friday. The police actually came by, and the sergeant was really cool. He's like, you know what? I applaud you. I support you. I think there's nothing really wrong going on here. He went back. His lieutenant called me and said the same thing.
Right.
The next day, that's when the proverbial, I guess you would call it a shit show happened. Council member Chris Rodriguez actually put a letter out endorsing all small businesses to open.
Right.
So I thought, wow, we got the city's approval now, right?
Yeah.
An hour after that, the mayor of the town says, no, this guy's gone rogue. You still have to abide by the rules. And about an hour after that, another lieutenant called me and said, if you open tomorrow, we will cite you.
What?
And I was like, listen, guys, Friday you guys say it's cool. I get a letter from a council member saying it's cool. Now the mayor says it's not, and you're saying it's not. I'm just going to open. You guys do what you got to do, man.
Right.
So they showed up about 3 hours after we opened, and the officer that came in, Sergeant Mendoza.
You're not liking that guy too much, that's for sure.
I'm just saying his name, he came in and is like, hey, you were warned not to open. I was like, yeah, I was. And he goes, so I need you to close this gym down. And I said, well, as you can see, officer, we are compliant with all he goes, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Are you going to close or not? I was like, no, man, I'm not going to close. And he goes, all right, we got to take you into custody, take you down to the jail. I was like, for opening my business? You going to put me in handcuffs? He's like, yeah. I go, all right, let's go. And so they took me outside, handcuffed me. Then they turned to my person I work in the desk, and they go, are you in charge? Because you'll be under arrest too. And they're like, no, we're waiting on his wife to get here. He goes, well, I'm going to arrest the person in charge, the next person in charge, the next person in charge. I'm going to arrest every single person and put them in handcuffs that are in here if they don't leave.
Good. The whole gym should have said, we're all in charge here. That's what they should have said. Arrest us all.
Yeah, so the gym people are like, they go, what? The Constitution doesn't exist anymore.
People were screaming and stuff? That's great.
Yeah, so a lot of people are going up to him and saying stuff about it, based about our rights being infringed and stuff. Why are you not upholding your oath? So, and you can see the police just didn't want anything to do with it, especially the young kid who was arresting me. He was just like, he goes, this sucks.
You know what? I noticed my wife Amanda noticed this. I didn't because I'm not observant, but the cop who was in there he had the mask on, his nose was exposed. Yeah. He didn't even have the thing over his nose. What did he think he was doing? Maybe we could pull that video up on his Facebook page. What kind of? They don't even know how to wear masks. They're police officers. Who is he protecting? You should have said before you arrest me, can you fix your mask on your face because I don't really want to be exposed to your breathing in my facility. You're contaminating my facility that I have just made compliant, for businesses.
I just spent all my money on this hand sanitizer to sanitize the place, and you're breathing your germs everywhere.
Germs in here. Get the hell out. Maybe you should arrest yourself. You should have told them. Now, what happens when they take you down to the station? You get in the cop car? Did they give you were they 6 feet away from you in the cop car?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I want a stretched cop car. No. I've never been in the back of a cruise. It's the first time I've ever been arrested. And I didn't. The seats are actually very hard plastic. There's no. It's like a kid seat with no cushions.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And there's
they don't want you to be comfortable.
There's a cutout in the back for your hands behind your back to fit so you can sit back, be pushed forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just took me to the station. I sat in a holding cell for about an hour and a half while they processed everything, and then they released me.
Did they really think that you were a risk in the back of the cop car? Did they couldn't take the handcuffs off you? Or they couldn't cuff you in the front? I mean, what were you? Where were you? You weren't a violent offender,
No, but I guess that's just protocol. We have to do it this way.
So they don't even hold you on bail or anything then?
No. I mean, there's no bail now in California. There's not even bail, so I can go out and rob someone. If I get caught, they release me no bail.
Oh, really? So, did you tell them that you were a lawyer when you got arrested?
3 times in a row. He robbed someone, got arrested, released him. He went out, he stabbed someone, went out, got released, and went out and did it again.
Oh my God! Now, why is that? They don't want to go through the whole process of fingerprinting, or what is it?
The prison system out here is not accepting any new prisoners, so it's backlogged. So they got to release people. They release people on no.
So you're a criminal on the loose, essentially now.
That's how I feel, man.
Did you tell them that you were a lawyer when you got arrested?
What's that?
Did you tell them that you were a lawyer when you got arrested?
No, I try not to ever tell anybody that, just because it keeps them off guard.
Oh, yeah, because I figured you would definitely say that, like when you got the news interview. I figured you'd throw that out there that, I know the law. I'm a freaking lawyer.
I did mention that to the Union Tribune that when they called up to interview me, because they said, well, "What expertise do you have on knowing what the law is?" Or I said, "Well, I'm a lawyer," and they're like, "Oh, well."
I'm a lawyer. I passed the bar exam in California. Now, it's funny. Today an article came out, and we'll put that up. Elon Musk opened up his plant in California and said, "Go ahead, arrest me. Don't arrest anyone else. If you want to arrest anyone, arrest me." What do you think about that? That's a real endorsement for what you're doing.
That's really good, and the governor gave him an exemption. So
imagine that. I wonder why. How much business?
Governor Newsom, my gym. Can I get an endorsement?
They arrest the guy who's making 50 cents at his gym, but the guy who's got 20,000 employees at his plant is all right to defy the law.
Exactly.
I mean, what's going on? I mean, are you going to have to go to trial over this?
No, I don't think the DA is going to prosecute these. They're dropping a lot of them, and this is I'm the only. This is going to get you, Dave. This is going to get you fired up. It'll probably get John fired up. Yeah. I'm the only business in Oceanside that's received any citation for this.
Oh, really?
There are 3 other gyms that are open in Oceanside right now. One is a jiu-jitsu studio. It's in my same parking lot.
In the same parking lot? Oh my God!
Same parking lot right across the street.
And jiu-jitsu is wrestling. So I mean, come on, how much closer can you get in contact with a person than wrestling?
You just gotta do it. But and there's another gym about 10 miles away from me in the town over, and they're at max capacity, full. They're not even limiting their capacity.
Why do you think they picked on you?
Sure, because those sheriffs aren't enforcing it. The town below me is not enforcing it. Orange County is not enforcing it. San Diego County is not enforcing it. The only city is enforcing it is the city of Oceanside.
Right, but you have a gym next to you. How come that gym didn't get picked on? They could have knocked off both of you in one shot.
They're not. They got me in their sights, man. I don't know. I have no idea why.
It must be the hair. It's probably the hair. The hair always gets you. John Lindsay told you a long time ago, cut that hair, man.
He did, man. If I would have cut my hair, I've been open already.
But aside from everything else, how was the gym doing prior to this whole shutdown? It was doing well, right?
We were just hit a record high number of members. We were really thriving. We were signing up a lot of people. We were doing really good, man. We dropped about 150, 200 members out of 650.
How depressing is that as a guy who's taken his life savings, all his energy, and poured it into this creative process, building his own gym, securing your own franchise from Brian Dobson, and doing all this great stuff and giving back to the community, really, doing what you love, so in a sense, and now it's being taken away from you. It's got to be super frustrating, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, when you write a business plan, you never write a business plan to account for no income whatsoever.
Right.
So you never do that. You might say, "Oh, we'll have 200 people instead of 500 people," but we never do 0 people. Also, it's not like I took the money out and gambled away at a casino or let's buy a bunch of techno gym equipment or something like that, and it breaks and I lose it all. I was making very good business decisions, being very frugal and doing all the right things, and I am being told by a chief of police that makes $238,000 a year to not make money and feed my family while he's cashing his check during the same pandemic. So it's extremely aggravating.
I can understand it. It's got to be depressing in a sense, because this is where you've poured all your energy into. So why they have your hands tied here, and especially when they're talking about opening stuff up now in different phases. You weren't harming anyone. I don't think anyone was complaining. For some reason, they wanted to make an example of you. And, meanwhile, the guy who's one of the richest men in the world is opening up his car plant and basically says, go ahead, arrest me if you want. And they're like, nah, it's all right, you're okay. It's ludicrous that they're going to pick on the small business guy when we need the small business guys and girls to survive. This is what makes this country great. I mean, it's really sad when you see something like this happen. I'm glad you stood up for yourself, because a lot of people would have said, "Oh, I don't want to get arrested. I don't want it on my record. I'm afraid. I'm going to listen to what they tell me to do." You just said, "Hey, I'm not going to stand for it." I think more business owners need to do this throughout the United States.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard decision to make. There are a lot of members here who have a lot of mental health. They use this for that. One of my members, one of the biggest reasons I did it, I have a member here while he was a member here, his wife committed suicide.
Oh my God.
He came to the gym. I actually had to cancel him. I signed her up. He came to the gym the next day, and he told me the story about how he wanted to commit suicide because of it, but the gym actually saved him.
Right.
And ever since it closed, he's been like falling deeper and deeper in a spiral. And I was like, what am I going to have on my conscience?
Yeah.
At opening, or you didn't open your gym, this guy killed himself. I got guys that want to go back and hit the needle because this is their addiction now.
Yep.
Instead of drugs. And so I go, I'm gonna have guys overdosing. I'm gonna have people commit suicide because they can't reach that therapy, man. That's a lot to have on your conscience. And when I start thinking about it like that, it's no big deal for me to go sit in the clink while I'm open for these people.
No, I can completely relate. Part of, I think, the reason why Luke Sando, committed suicide was because of also depression over not being able to go to the gym. The one thing he was the most passionate about, that was his therapy as well, just like you're saying. And had there been some people like you in the UK, maybe Luke would still be here today. Who knows? So I commend you for that, Lewis. And now what's going on? You got a rally tomorrow taking place?
Yeah, we're having a rally for all small businesses to kind of center around. The council member is going to come out to it. The news will be out here covering it, and we're going to be we're going to be open. So I don't know if it'd be like the best thing in the world if the OPD shows up and drags me off in handcuffs in front of all these.
Great. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because the news is already like the reporters are so sympathetic. Like, this guy, he's just trying to feed his family.
Yeah,
and they took him off in handcuffs. It's just one of those injustices, and I'm like, man, finally the news is doing the thing,
right. Well, you know what? Also, you're going to get people to sign up who are going to want to support your business, because they're going to be like, you know what, this guy, that's the kind of guy I want to train at his gym, because he cares about the members, he cares about the community, and I think
than that, someone started to go $3,000 or $4,000 in it now.
Oh, really? Cool.
Also, I got people calling me from like Denver and Texas saying, I just want to buy a year membership up front.
Really?
I'm not even going to work out there, but I want to support what you're doing,
That is awesome.
So, so there's a lot of support like that, and I'm really – I didn't expect that aspect of it. I was just trying to open up for my current members. In fact, when we opened up, we weren't even signing any new members up because I didn't want to crowd the place with new people and not have our current people who've been paying some money to me not have access. So I didn't want to make it look like I was an opportunist.
Yeah. Well – I hope it all works out, Lewis. We've been friends for a very long time. You worked for me for a bunch of time as well, and I know you're a hard worker, and I know that you put a lot of your life energy into this gym, and I don't want to see it go down the tube. So, best of luck tomorrow at the rally, and if you do get arrested, give us an RXMuscle for life when you get as you're getting carried off.
I did the interviews for all the news stations, and Aaron Singerman actually made the comment to me about how all my interviewing experience with RXMuscle a lot more articulate, so I'm not the guy up there. And we got a gym and stuff.
You should have said, "Let me ask you a question." You should have turned it around on the recorder. Let me ask you a question for a second. But
while you're preparing for this interview, what did you have to eat this morning? And what was your exercise?
What's your favorite color? So, hey, you know what? Your gym's open right now. You're in the gym. Do you have people in there working out?
A couple, yeah. There's been a lot of people because the police actually threatened to arrest people. So 60% of my people who work out here are Marines.
They don't want to get in trouble.
If they get an arrest, it doesn't matter if it's a fake arrest or not. It's going to cause problems on base. So a lot of them are kind of like that. So I only have a couple people trickling in and out. They all want to come for the rally tomorrow, so I think that's going to be the big thing.
All right, well, keep us updated, and best of luck with that. And thanks for that update, Lewis. And you're doing some great stuff over there.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for the love.
Guys, that's going to take us to the end of this RX Muscle News Update. I'm Dave Palumbo with Lewis Uridel. We'll see you next time.